Hey everyone, it's Amber and welcome to another video. So today's video I wanted to talk about a series that I dearly love that when I was on my break actually ended and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize we were at the end of the series when I was reading it or getting close. But I wanted to tell you guys about it because it is by far one of my favorite series, particularly for shoujo slash I wouldn't even call it josei, but let's just say shoujo. From day one, I think I fell in love with not only the story, but the artwork. The artwork is incredible. I read a fair amount of shoujo, and shoujo is hit or miss in my opinion. You either get these shoujo mangas with like the really big eyes, and they look very doll-like in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of it. If it's got a good story, I'll deal with any artwork if the story is good. But for me, this manga in particular was basically embodiment of everything I wanted. It had great story, great artwork, great comedy. All of the characters were really enjoyable. Like, I never hated any of them, which is shocking because I usually don't like one of them. You know, it did the classic trope later on in the series of a love triangle, which yes, I'm not the biggest fan of a love triangle. I kind of appreciate it more when the author just very clearly states like this is who the person's gonna end up with and there's no second guessing or any of that type stuff, because then I find that like if you give me the option of a love triangle and my person isn't picked, I'm not going to enjoy the manga as much. So you might lose me as a reader versus if I go into a manga and it's like, hey, this is the person that they're gonna end up with, and if you write a great male character, then I think everyone will love them and then there's no question about it, versus if you're kind of writing these like flaky, half-baked men that don't really have a clear purpose, or they're just kind of like complete opposites of each other. I just don't really appreciate it that much. So yes, this manga did have a love triangle, but I think they handled it differently from some of the other love triangles that I've seen. I think it got dragged on more than it needed to be, but it's a love triangle. They're doing it to kind of create that conflict and everything, so it typically tends to get dragged out. But the series I'm talking about, which I'm not going to say the full name of the series because I definitely will not be able to say it, so I'm going to say the first part, is, drumroll, living room, blah blah blah. I just butcher names so bad that I'm not even going to try and say it. But this series has my heart. I do not plan on getting rid of it. I've gotten rid of a lot of shoujo actually recently just because it's been kind of like, I don't know, not as enjoyable as I thought it'd be. But this series is amazing. I highly recommend it. The artwork is stunning. I'll show you it. Like, it's not one of these artworks, like I said with shoujo, where everybody's like body proportions are so weird. I'm trying to find a page with more characters. I don't want to spoil anything. But so it's not one that has really weird proportions or everything. Every character I've come to truly love, and I was really sad to see that it was ending. So I have the last volume here too. So the whole series is 11 volumes. I had to wait so long for the volumes to release, but luckily for you guys the volumes are already out, so you don't have to go through all the suffering like I did. You can easily go buy all 11 volumes, have the series right there, enjoy it and love it. And I would show you stuff from this, but there's a lot of spoilers, and let me say, I just love this. I can't say anymore. So I would highly recommend checking out this volume if you kind of like older teen type shoujo. Even then, I would say there's nothing suggestive or really anything that would make me be like, oh, like an 18-year-old needs to read this. Definitely not. Maybe they're saying older teen because it has a little bit more plot. I will say that if you do not like an age gap, perhaps stay away from this. But do know that any of the age gaps that are in this manga, nothing happens until they are older, so that's something to keep in mind. But even then, I love this volume, I love this manga, everything about it. I cannot recommend it enough, so I hope you guys will go check it out. I would be crying tears of happiness if this one day got an anime, and I can just, oh my god, I can't. I would be so happy, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe now that I'm revamping the channel. I hope to be putting out more content. There will probably be a video 1 to 2 times a week. It really just depends on how my week is going. I have certain days open on my schedule. Basically, for my other work, I work 5 days a week on producing content, and 7 days a week I work on running a business and doing all of that type stuff. But I do have Monday and Wednesday open on my schedule where I'm not actively pushing out content in terms of videos, podcasts, or doing any ghost writing or ghost recording for people. So I could definitely do something 2 days. It just depends on the week, depends on how busy I am. But keeping these videos shorter format, I think will help me be able to produce a little bit more. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. And always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.